Hey there, Jets Nation. Welcome back to One Jets Pod. Whether you're tuning into our video content or joining us on our audio-only platforms, we've got you covered. If you're enjoying what you hear or see, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't just gently tap, but smash that bell icon to stay notified whenever we drop new content. Also, we love comments and 5-star ratings. Thanks again, Jets fans. Now together, let's fuel the green and white passion. Let's go, Jets.
Welcome to Jet Life Stadium. Hit it!
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome on in to another episode of the One Jets Pod Playoff Edition. Randy is here. Our buddy Eric is here. Randy, what's up, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the One Jets Pod. Whoa, what am I? I'm not hosting. What's going on here? My bad. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
I appreciate everybody for checking in. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Make sure to smash that bell notification. Dom, I appreciate you for hosting, brother.
Of course, it's the playoff edition. It's the playoff challenge. Last week, it was just the Dom and Randy show, but we got a special guest. Eric in the house. I think the first time the three of us have been together since the Browns, since the watch along against the Browns.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm happy to be here, man. Let's get it.
Absolutely.
Ready to talk some postseason football.
Postseason football. Looking forward to both of your guys' takes. I know Brandon's not here tonight, but he submitted his games and different things for the week, so we're looking forward to that. So let's see what we got on tap. It was a very busy weekend in the first round. AFC, we're going to start right there. The AFC wild card picture, you had the Browns against the Texans and the Dolphins at the Chiefs. I think let's start off with the Browns and the Texans because that game, all of us felt very confident about the Cleveland Browns with the exception of Randy. And this is a perfect segue because I'm going to do two things right here. One, we're going to give Randy 5 seconds of prop because Houston balled out. And Randy called it. He said CJ Stroud's going to have an MVP type day. And oh boy, his Lord and Savior Jesus was there for him. Unlike NBC that cut it out. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But while we give Randy his dues, I'm going to give him a double win right here. Look at this, folks. First place tied for the week in the weekly prediction challenge. How about them apples? Now,
Hallelujah.
I should be first place because, I think I would have guessed 70 points in that.
Yeah, it should give him first place.
Maybe you never know. But Brandon and Randy tying for first place this week, 4-2. And then myself and Eric at the bottom at the moment, 2-4. But an E on me, I did not have a tiebreaker. Now, my original tiebreaker was going to be whose side of the bracket was cleaner. And if you look at all the brackets, mine's the ugliest. But Randy, his complete AFC side of things is clear. Randy goes 3-0 in the AFC.
I love it.
So, Randy, take the floor.
Hey, you know what? I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving us CJ Stroud because that kid can play. He is the rookie of the year. He will be an MVP in the next year or two. I promise you that. DeMeco Ryans got this squad playing. I wouldn't be surprised if the Houston Texans are the AFC representative in the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. What?
Woo!
From the bronze butthole to the tied for golden G spot. Look at this guy rolling here. But let's take a look at these brackets as we talk Browns Texans. Let's just quickly look at the brackets. Brandon was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Eric was wrong, and Randy was right.
Randy was right.
God, he's going to write a song about that, and it's going to be nice. So let's talk about that Cleveland-Houston beatdown. It was close throughout the first half, and it was back and forth through the first quarter and a half. and a little bit into the second quarter. It was 24-14 at half.
14, yeah.
Manageable. Flacco was still rolling, and Flacco's been very good in his tenure with the Cleveland Browns. There was moments of interceptions, but that's normal. But he did the job well, better than Deshaun Watson, PJ Walker, and Dorian Thompson.
Most
So,
yeah.
Eric, I'm going to flip this one to you. Was this more of a, and I hate this question, but I'm going to use it and I'll adjust it as I go along. Was this more of a Houston win or Cleveland dropping the ball and underestimating Houston's capabilities?
I love that question. I think Houston, they were mentally prepared for this one. They wanted it more, and it, they proved it on the field, dude. And the thing is, I'm liking that kid more and more each week that I see him play. Like I just something gravitates me more to like just seeing him, the way he conducts himself on the field and off the field. I think he's gonna be a stud for like without injuries, 10+ years, along with Jordan Love. I think they're gonna be the next guys, like quarterback wise, to take
Yeah.
it to the next level after Mahomes. His realm and everything like that. So, I just wish my Jets landed him, but, but yeah, he's
It's factual.
yeah, you gotta love him. If you don't love him, then something's wrong with you.
Well, and we have to remember, this was a Houston Texans team. I believe it was 3 weeks prior to this game.
Correct.
Cleveland went into Houston and beat them 36-22. So literally right back to the scene of the crime. And
Yeah.
Houston,
Was that one of the games that CJ wasn't playing though?
I believe so. Randy, did you look at that quality question as I looking up the stats? The quarterback that day was a split combination of Davis Mills and Case Keenum.
Come on.
But hey, Davis Mills 149 yards and 2 tutties, but it does not match to CJ Stroud. So, but here's the good thing. Disregarding the Texans offense, and basically let's be real, there is a dynamic duo in Houston, and it is Stroud and Nico Collins.
Big
and let's
time.
remember, they lost Tank Dell midway through the season. And they're still putting up these numbers without Tank Dell. That's huge. So Houston had a game plan. I feel Houston adjusted their game plan from the last time they played the Browns. The Browns said, we beat them once. Let's keep the same game plan and do it again.
Ah, okay.
Houston, I think, evolved in 3 weeks than Cleveland did. Randy, what do you think about the whole evolution question?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, there's no way Houston was going in there with the same game plan when you literally played with 2 different quarterbacks the last time these two teams played. I mean, like you said, it was a split decision between 2 backup quarterbacks. It's a whole different game plan when you got probably who's going to be the rookie of the year. So it's. And if that's what Cleveland did going in there with the same game plan, with CJ Stroud playing, well, shame on them. You deserve to get your ass kicked 45-14. But as far as I will say this, as far as whether Cleveland lost this game or Houston won this game, it's straight up Houston won this game. I mean, Cleveland only scored 14 points the whole fucking game. They clearly were not ready for the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud.
It's clear as day. Yeah.
And everything was
Joe
against
Magic ran out.
Everything was against Cleveland in this game. They had 2 turnovers, both of them pick sixes. So that credit Houston's defense led by head coach DeMeco Ryans. Again, I as a Niner fan know all about DeMeco Ryans, just like I know all about Robert Saleh. Those were the same Kyle Shanahan coaching tree. And look at the fruits of their labor right now. I know the Jets, different story right now without Aaron Rodgers in that situation. But to take a 4-12-1 team from a year ago, a sputtering franchise since J.J. Watt left, and the coaching carousel that has assumed. If Houston does not get Coach of the Year for DeMeco Ryans, we may have a problem in this league.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And dude, you know what's weird too? That freaking our Jets beat Houston. It was a rainy day. I know it was a rainy day, everything like that. We caught them off guard, I guess. But then after that loss, I seen that
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
they play the
Houston,
number one defense in the
Houston-
league, baby.
yeah. But then after that loss, I seen that Houston, they bit the bullet. After that
Yeah.
loss, they took the loss, and then they were like they it's almost like they reorganized, and they're like,
Mhm.
all right, guys, you know what? We just got this loss, okay, in New York. Boom. All right, let's amp it up. Let's take it up a notch.
Well,
You know,
and
and
after the
And,
Jets knocked them out 30-6 in mid-December, they win 3 out of their last 4.
yes,
Those 3 wins, with the loss being against the Browns, against 2 against Tennessee, and 1 against the Colts.
Yes,
3
sir.
divisional
Divisional.
opponents.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And,
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
On their way to a postseason berth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who won the division again? Oh, Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who had
Who would have thunk that?
I don't think any
Not me.
pundit or
Not me.
person, nobody, I think everybody had pretty much Jacksonville winning. Jacksonville bit the dust.
Mhm.
With
And-
Colts being a possibility.
If
Yeah.
and Randy and I, we talked about this last week, and quickly before we move on to Dolphins and Chiefs, Eric, I'm going to get your take on this.
Okay.
If the Colts did not lose Anthony Richardson at QB, do you think with the ineptitude of the Jaguars, do you think the Colts would have won that division, maybe won 1 or 2 more games than they did?
I think the Colts were hungry. They just every time I watch them play, they just look hungry, and they
Mhm.
find a way to win, like no matter what. You know what I mean? At that time.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, I'd pick the Colts at that
Yeah.
time frame.
And no
No, they
disrespect to
just-
Gardner Minshew. You know, he got
Yeah,
them
definitely. Yeah.
He got them in the conversation of being a
Yeah. He
playoff
kept them afloat.
and
Yeah,
a potential
definitely.
division champ.
He did
in
what
that
they
time.
asked him to do.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Well,
You know?
That's all you ever asked a backup quarterback to do. If he's going to play a lengthy amount of time, you just say, hey, man, keep us in it. Don't fuck it
Right.
up, and just try to keep things afloat until we can get our quarterback back. And he did his job this year. So good for
Yeah.
And
him.
who knows? Maybe
definitely.
Gardner Minshew's wearing the green and the white of the Jets next year behind Aaron Rodgers.
That would be.
Just saying.
Stop talking sexy to me.
Whoa, it's a family show.
Let's go. Speaking of sexy,
That would be great.
big proponents of this game. CJ Stroud, 16 for 21 for 274 yards and 3 tutties. Nico Collins, 6 for 96 for a touchdown. And then you have the Brevin Jordan, 76-yard touchdown. And to sprinkle the magic, you had Steven Nelson and Christian Harris, 36-yard and 82-yard interception return touchdown. So big keys to the game. Texans are moving on for a Saturday afternoon matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. We'll get into that in just a
Yeah.
little bit. Let's go down, put your winter coats on, because I know the Jets fans in the house are going to love this one. The Dolphins.
Hey, now.
lose. Dolphins lose
Yeah, baby.
26-17. We'll take a look at the brackets here. Brandon was good. I was not. Randy was good. Eric was good. It was just me.
Yeah.
Call me. I'm going to defend myself here momentarily.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I think maybe just the
Yeah.
Chiefs mania of the Mahomes, the Kelsey Swift thing,
I can't stand them.
the inconsistencies of their play this year and not catching balls, along with the negative degree weather. I was like, can this be the year they bounce? So maybe it was a little head over heart of wishing this will happen, and it will happen gets the best of me.
Okay.
But it was close. It was, 13-7 it was relatively close.
Yeah.
But then the
Yeah.
Chiefs defense, which I think this is still one of the better Chiefs defenses Patrick Mahomes has played with, they balled out. But you two
Yeah.
can tip your cap on Dolphins losing. Randy, as a Jets fan, what does the Dolphins losing mean to you?
Oh, it means the world. No, I got to ask you real quick though. Before you made your pick, did you know they hadn't won a playoff game since 2000?
2000.
Yes. Yes, I did.
2000.
And you
2000.
still fucking picked them?
2000.
We're talking about a
2000.
team that into the fucking playoffs, dude.
And
Come
what?
on.
And here's my idiocracy.
Man.
All season long on this show, every time we do the pick'ems and we talk about the Dolphins,
And you always bring it up.
I always bring it up and I say they're going to win today because they're playing a team under 500, or they're going to lose because they're playing a team over 500. What do? I take everything I learned and throw it out the door.
You throw it out.
And
And they're playing in frigid temperatures, dude. Where
Hey,
the
dude.
Dolphins suck.
dude, you I know you guys seen it, right? Like the beginning of the game, right? Hill, he had, he goes out topless,
Yeah,
on the
I
field.
saw
He
that.
goes-
Yeah.
he's topless.
A little
Now-
tight.
In the first quarter, it was 7 minutes left. He's asking for his coat. He was asking for his coat on the sideline. I was like, bruh, I already knew it was game over.
now, as
I was like, it's
somebody,
game over.
and
I was like, it's
you can
game over.
attest to this, Eric.
Yeah.
I know you're on the East Coast, New York
Yes, sir.
area.
Yeah.
I can't fathom the coldest I've ever been in weather is 8 degrees. I can't fathom negatives.
Oh.
And on the field, they said it was negative 29. On the sidelines, they had heaters in, and it was 40 degrees. That
It's inhumane. Like,
It's inhumane, and it's
Yeah,
over
yeah.
6. That's a 60+ degree difference.
yeah.
I don't know what the hell that feels like, but I know my ass.
Well, you
If
saw
I
what
was
happened
going
to
to that
Mahomes'
game-
helmet, right?
Yeah, because of the cold. My
Okay.
ass better have been in a suite in that game. If I was out in the cold, I was three. It's a
Probably
four-letter
cold in
word.
those things too.
A 4-letter word would have happened to me. DEAD, dead.
But brother Dom, I gotta stop you right there, right? Like, cause when we play in Miami,
Mhm.
right, and at Hard Rock Stadium
Yep.
or whatnot, they have us on the side of the field where the sun is beaming on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
a
It's all
20
designed that way too.
degree differential on top of, let's say it's 80 degrees, but like
It'll
since
feel
we're on the
100
other side of the
plus.
field, it's 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then
Plus.
you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, come on, man.
And it's
Like,
designed that way on purpose.
on purpose, dude.
On
Yep.
fucking
On
purpose.
purpose.
Every
Yes,
team
Bitch,
come on.
I
has
fucking
that,
hate
but
that team.
Yes.
Oh, I hate
yes,
those motherfuckers.
I can't.
but you
Oh.
two can enjoy. I know Brandon, if he was here, he'd be enjoying it with us. So the Dolphins
Yeah.
fall out,
Fuck.
lose. Not only are they out, they had the number 2 seed, lost
Yeah,
to
man.
Buffalo in a win game where they could have been playing Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah.
Where let's be real. I know you guys don't like the Dolphins, but let's be real for a second. If it
Yeah.
was Dolphins Steelers, would the Dolphins have probably won that game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially at home.
I think so. Yeah.
So they could have been potentially hosting the Chiefs instead of going to Kansas City. Just
Yeah.
putting that out there.
Damn, I didn't know that.
But
Suckers.
the QB
crazy.
Messiah, Tua Tagovailoa, 199 yards, 1 tutty, 1 pick, no ground game, 8 for 33 for Raheem Mostert,
I
and
loved it.
Tyreek Hill had a nice coming back party, 5 for 62, and the lone score of the game. Now, yes,
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle was playing, but he was still, I think, banged up. On the
Bro,
opposite,
did you see Tyreek Hill get manhandled?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
I'm not shocked. Come on, there was a plan in
Randy.
place.
Randy, I loved every second of it, bro.
That was almost as good as watching Quentin Williams throw his ass to the ground one-handed, bro.
Bro, Randy,
you.
check this out. I actually, after that, right, I sent an @ on Twitter to Jermaine Johnson to implement his game just like that next year. So, because he's the edge, he's on the edge. So if he's, there's a receiver or anything, before the 5-yard line, the 5 yards,
Lay him out.
knock him on his ass. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Just
mean?
fucking rape
Of
his
course,
ass
I didn't
right
get a
there, dude,
response
'cause
back,
what-
but
If he doesn't go anywhere, I mean, you can fuck with them all you want. After 5 yards, then you gotta let him go. But after first 5 yards, you just fucking.
You just push him.
You.
Yeah,
I'm stronger than you, bitch.
yeah, that's it. Come
I
on,
love
man.
it.
Man, but
I added Jermaine Johnson like twice, man. I
I'm
was
so
like,
mad
and
I
I
didn't
sent him
upload
that
that
clip.
highlight. I'm sorry, guys.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I
man,
loved
on the opposite side for the Chiefs, though,
it.
Isaiah Pacheco, 24 carries for 89 yards and a tutty. Their
Not
wide
bad in the
receiver,
snow.
Rasheed
Yeah.
Rice, 8 for 130 and a
Rice,
touchdown.
Rice was
Rice
nice.
has been on the uptick all season long. He's but honestly, I'll be honest.
That's number
He
12,
is way
right?
more number 4.
Four,
for the
Four.
Chiefs.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
He
Yeah.
has been the most reliable
Yeah.
receiver, and that includes Travis Kelce this season.
Yeah.
And he came out of SMU
Yeah,
University.
man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Little
Out of
small
nowhere,
college.
like, yeah.
But
That's
but
why
you
I want Brownlee to be the same way. He was a small college guy, so
have him build
I'm
up into
hoping.
that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Oh.
like you know.
But this is where I still struggle with Kansas City. But after Rice and Kelce, because you can't count Kelce out, but he is having a down year per his standards.
Sure.
Yes, yeah, he is.
Who else? Noah Gray, 1 for 20. Justin Watson, 2 for 20. Scantling, 1 for 8. Richie James, 1 for 6. Edwards-Helaire, 1 for 5.
Damn, that's
There
horrible.
is nobody. Mahomes went 23 of 41, which for him, that's just over 50% for
Yeah, it's 50,
262 and a touchdown. Other years where he would have 41 pass attempts, that yardage would be close to 400.
Dude, I got a feeling T.
Wow.
Higgins is going to end up in Kansas City next year. Bro.
You know,
Wow.
and you both know football as well as anybody
Wow.
I know, especially when it comes to the Jets.
I don't
and the
know. A lot of people
NFL.
tell me I don't know shit.
Yeah, well, they don't know us.
Yeah, they
we
don't know
all
us.
know
yeah.
we are
They don't-
very smart at what we do, and
Yeah.
you know, with the amount of money that the Chiefs are paying Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid isn't going anywhere, and the defense is the way they are in the front office, they know they are the cream of the crop names in the NFL.
Yeah.
A season like this, if they don't win the offseason, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do everything they can to pull in two legit bona fide receivers to pair with Rice and Kelce. Pacheco they like. They'll
Watch it
probably
be
keep
Higgins
Pacheco.
and Darnell Mooney. Watch.
Mooney for the deep ball threat. Mooney would replace Valdez Scantling.
Yep.
And T. Higgins is a guy.
God,
and-
yeah, he's a guy. Yeah, he's
and
definitely a guy.
Rice, and basically Rice does
Rice
what
is
he
coming up.
does.
Yeah,
And
Rice is
Kelce
coming
does
up.
what he does.
God, dude, could you imagine that fucking?
And I hate
trio?
to say it, if that was the case, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, contenders. Yeah,
They're not,
They're
if
probably
not,
favorites too.
Yeah.
at least AFC representatives.
Yeah,
So,
that's why
That-
the Jets need to have a hell of an offseason too, brothers.
and that's
Yeah,
why
definitely.
I'm still in the boat that I don't, and we'll talk about it when we get to the Chiefs versus the Bills, which we're going to get to in a second on the Bills game. I don't know what the Chiefs can do. The scope of winning is very tight for them because it's just Mahomes and his two receivers and maybe Pacheco if the D-line sucks opposing them. So it's going to be tough to say, but perfect segue.
yeah.
Buffaloni wins, baby. Everybody had
Who
Buffaloni.
the fuck picked Pittsburgh?
What?
Who picked Pittsburgh?
This guy.
I ate my croat for the Dolphins, so Eric,
Eat it.
Yeah.
at least your game
No.
was a little closer.
The thing is, I wanted Pittsburgh to win, right? Because of course, take out a divisional opponent that's in our division, but me being old school, I wanted them to face the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Divisional.
because they have that that rivalry that's been going on for 20 years. You know what I mean? So I wanted to see that again. You
Look
know
at
what I
Eric
mean?
being so
So-
nostalgic.
Yeah, like I just wanted to see it again. You know what I mean? For just
We
one
get-
last time.
You want to get nostalgic? Hey, remember
You know?
like 2009, 2010, back-to-back AFC Championship games?
Woo. Woo. You're killing me, Randy. You're killing
What
me.
I say?
You're killing me. Nah. You're killing me, bro.
No, but on the bracket side of things,
Yeah.
Randy continues to stay perfect as we talk AFC because look at his side of the bracket on the top right. He
Right.
has
Right.
it intact.
Yeah, man.
Baltimore will be playing Houston. Kansas City will play Buffalo courtesy of their victory against Pittsburgh on Monday after the massive snowstorm in Orchard Park. Seats were free. People were going wherever. I'm glad that they got that game in because it looked, again, as a West
They had to
Coast,
plow their own seats out.
as a West Coast privileged child that it can have the beach in 30 minutes, the mountains in an hour, and have 75 and sunny every day.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. But through all of that, I know
man.
as the Jets fans here in the house, Randy and Eric,
Yes,
you
sir.
have to admit Josh Allen is playing as Josh Allen should be this time of
Yeah,
year.
he's
playing some of his
balling.
best ball right now.
He's balling.
And it's the best time to be playing your best ball too.
And he's doing it, and I know Randy and I talked about this last week, but Eric, I'll bring you into the fold.
Yeah.
He's doing the majority of this without
He is.
utilizing Stephon Diggs like he
Yes.
normally does. The most, yes, Diggs had 7 receptions on 9 targets this week, which was one of his most received days in over 6 total weeks.
Wow.
Normally, he's always a 10 reception, 130 guy, things like that. But
Yeah.
Josh Allen is starting to spread the field and utilize the running game more with James Cook, who had 79 yards. 12 yards was his longest run.
Yeah.
Now, we all know Josh Allen can move the pocket and run for himself. He put the longest career playoff rushing touchdown by a quarterback of 52 yards. He put that on the docket. Is Buffalo the team, even though they're a number 2 seed, are they the team that is viewed in the AFC to be the most dangerous, Randy?
They are very dangerous.
You think?
They're very dangerous.
They're up there, dude. I mean, other than the Ravens, I mean, it just. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Joe Brady, the current offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, man, that took over after Dorsey was fired. Because dude, I remember Joe Brady in Carolina. Like, I remember at one point wanting the Jets to like interview him for a head coaching job, dude, or at least bring him in for like an offensive coordinator. Like, the dude can coach.
Yeah,
like, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like he's gonna be a head coach. I would say within the next 3 to 5 years, you watch Joe Brady's gonna be getting head coach interviews, bro.
Mhm.
The dude, I don't know. There's just something about him, man. I mean, and when he's got a quarterback, like Josh Allen, bro. And like I said, he's playing some of the best football.
It's crazy
at the best time that you can play your best football. Like I said, we said it, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. At one point, like 5 weeks before that, we were looking at the Buffalo Bills like, well, they're done.
Yeah.
I was counting them out, dude.
I
was doing playoff scenarios where they were losing out.
They were in the 11th seed.
Yeah.
11th. Denver was better than them.
And Denver don't even make the playoffs.
We beat them.
Playoffs!
Russell Wilson was benched. But you bring up a good point about Brady and not Tom Brady, the offensive coordinator for the Bills, Brady, if you're just tuning in now. They fixed their offensive troubles with a simple switch.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the opposite side of the coin, though, for Pittsburgh. They switched offensive coordinators, and they looked better, but it wasn't to the level until Mason Rudolph started playing, and they got on a little bit of a hot streak. They knocked out the Bengals. They beat Seattle. They got into the postseason. Mm-hmm. And at least they put up 17 points more than the Dolphins could say.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere. He's never had a sub-500 season.
I don't know why anybody ever thought he was.
Yeah. I love Mike Tomlin.
I've always thought if they do get rid of Mike Tomlin at any point.
Who's going to replace him?
Yeah, right?
Bill Belichick. I don't know.
Well, maybe. Okay, maybe.
Maybe. But
I'll give you that one.
Even if they did get rid of Mike Tomlin.
That's one Hall of Famer replacing another Hall of Famer. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Like, the way I look at the Steelers is they only get rid of Mike Tomlin if they need a culture change. They don't need a culture change. They need an execution change. Because that
quarterback.
And that's where I'm getting I know we'll talk about this near the draft and off-season stuff, but
yeah.
I think with Caleb Williams announcing he's going number 1, or not going number 1, but he declared for the draft, and he's probably going to go number 1.
Probably.
Watch the Bears take Caleb Williams, and before the draft, Justin Fields either goes to the Raiders or the Steelers.
Ooh.
What? Steelers?
I don't think
I could
That
see
might
the
be that
Raiders.
clip I might have to
Yeah,
post right there.
because I thought
that'd be crazy.
because the reports today said when they look for an offensive coordinator, they want to find an offensive coordinator who engages, promotes, and builds up Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett ain't a star. I don't care how much help you give him. That's not your guy. I pick Mason Rudolph over him. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, he's a backup.
I think I
Pickett's more
wouldn't
like a
I
backup.
wouldn't be
At best.
shocked if
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin says, "Hey, go get something." When have the Steelers really made a push and made a big trade to go get somebody?
never.
Who would
They're
they
not-
trade for?
They're not really
Never.
big. They're not go-getters in that sense.
Yeah,
What
they're a
about
small
a Gardner
franchise.
Minshew in
Oh.
Pittsburgh?
No, I think they want a name. No disrespect to Minshew.
Yeah,
I think they
gotta love
want
Minshew.
like for example, if Aaron Rodgers was a Packer this year and going free agency and he wasn't a Jet yet, I could see Pittsburgh saying, "Boom!" Like they want a top like A B tier name. They don't want no Kenny
Russell
Pickett.
Wilson?
If they're willing to take on that money, maybe. But
Well, you
like
got
I
to think
said-
anywhere he goes, it's got to be restructured, right?
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to me, Justin Fields, especially with Caleb Williams, the first two teams to my head is the Raiders if Antonio Pierce stays, and Pittsburgh, whatever their new offensive coordinator comes in. And that could make Pittsburgh relevant again, consistently.
Yeah.
It's
Tomlin,
food for thought.
he's a defensive guy, right?
Yeah. He's
More so,
defense.
yes.
Yeah, he's more on the defensive side.
So, because I think, especially seeing what happened at the later stages of Ben Roethlisberger when he wasn't, well, he was never really mobile, but he was not mobile at all. And now, after coming off of that Hall of Famer era, and you went from Trubisky to Pickett to Rudolph, and you're just pinballing those three, they're going to want somebody who is a QB1 ASAP.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think they're going to move up in the draft to pick a rookie quarterback because then you're just recycling the pond all over again.
Yeah.
So,
You make a lot of good points there, man.
Yeah.
So, Pittsburgh was a nice story. They fit, who would have thought, who had them pegged at 10 wins? No, not the way they were playing through the first half of the year.
I didn't.
A lot of people thought this was going to be Tomlin's first sub 500 year.
I did.
Mhm.
But, especially when they lost to New England on Thursday night.
More credit to Tomlin, and another reason why you dumbasses I thought he was getting fired, just make it look more even stupid.
Exactly.
Like, really, I mean, he had this team wasn't looking like shit, and he brings them back off the brink to make the playoffs, dude. Like
Yep.
he might even
Yeah.
be in there for Coach of the Year too. Shit.
Exactly. But the big players in the Bills 31-17 win. Josh Allen 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. He rushed for 74 and a touchdown.
Wow.
Kincaid had a touchdown. Diggs had no touchdowns but 7 receptions for 52 yards. A great touchdown reception and run from Shakir to really ice the game in late in the third, early in the fourth. So Buffalo gets to stay home. And I'll put up the bracket before we take a quick pause for a little promo before we get to the NFC. But the AFC playoff picture, Baltimore hosting Houston on Saturday and Buffalo hosting Kansas City. Here, fun fact, gentlemen, before we get into our first little break here. True or false? This Sunday's game for the Chiefs will be the first time Patrick Mahomes will be on the road for a playoff game in his career, with the exception of a Super Bowl neutral site. True or false?
That's got to be true.
Yeah, true.
I didn't set that. That took way too long to say to make it false, right? But it is true. This will be
It's true, yeah.
Mahomes' first time not playing at Arrowhead Stadium in a playoff game that is not the Super Bowl.
Wow. Holy crap. I didn't even see that coming from a mile away.
Yep.
But the only thing is, like, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs just because.
Well, don't give away your
it-
picks yet. Don't give away your picks yet.
Yeah. All right.
You haven't
But,
got there yet.
no,
See,
no. The
you
thing
got to
is,
come back.
no. But the thing is that, like, I know you guys notice, right? It's almost like every time you watch Patrick Mahomes play, like he bitches and complains to the referees left and right. Yeah, as soon as he throws the ball and if the receiver doesn't catch it or the tight end doesn't catch it
There's always
or something
something to
like
bitch
that, like
about.
yeah, he always bitches and complains. Like I've never seen a quarterback do that.
Well, the
Like
fun thing about that topic you bring
it's
up,
crazy.
I'm gonna bring it up when we do the pick'ems for Buffalo and Kansas City. But
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say before Randy, our technical director here, on
Yeah.
the One Jets pod, we'll hit a little promo. Ed
Yeah, man.
Hockley's son is going to be refereeing that game.
Okay.
The Chiefs are 8-2 when he refs, and in total this season, the Buffalo Bills have over 300 penalty yards when Hockley's staff is refereeing a Buffalo game. Randy, before we get to
Holy
the
crap.
NFC playoff picture, hit that ad.
Ladies and gentlemen, this offseason, get ready to witness history in the making as we gear up for the upcoming first annual One Jets Pod Champagne Magic Awards. Come join Randy, Brandon, Dom, and Eric as they take the stage to honor the remarkable individuals or unremarkable individuals who have propelled the New York Jets to new heights or have given us fans great heartburn. From the electrifying plays on the field to all of the nonsense off of it, these awards will celebrate the true essence of your Jets fandom. So get ready, because this offseason, we're raising our glasses to the gift that keeps on giving. The New York Jets. See you this offseason. Go Jets.
Go Jets.
Go Jets here on the One Jets pod. Myself, Dominic Lorenz, Randy Oz, and Eric here with us. We're going to continue I don't want to say it's self-promoting myself, but the gorgeous Dom's postseason recap for our
Beautiful.
Champagne
That's
Magic
beautiful, man.
playoffs. If you're just tuning in, which I don't know why you would be, you should start at the beginning and listen to all the AFC stuff.
Awesome.
But for the first round of the playoffs, Brandon and Randy 4-2 this week. Eric and I tied for second, 2-4. There was no tiebreaker this week. We will have a tiebreaker this upcoming week. And here is the wrinkle in the pick'ems. Every round of the playoffs, points double. So every game this week is worth 2 points. So Eric and I, we can battle back with just one game at this point. So
we're going hockey style over here
we're
now.
going hockey style, baby. Let's move it. So let's move on now to the postseason wild card round recap to the NFC side, and let's take a look at all of our brackets. Again, Randy had a perfect AFC side. Congratulations, my man.
Congrats,
Thank you,
congrats,
sir.
bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't look at mine on the bottom left because it's awful. But let's take a look at the NFC. We had Dallas hosting Green Bay, Detroit hosting the Rams, and Tampa hosting the Eagles on Monday night. So just with the casual glance,
The NFC let me down.
the NFC, I think Brandon would win the NFC battle.
Yeah.
He only had one
Yeah.
game wrong at that point. So he went
Way to go,
2-1
Brandon.
on the NFC, but we don't count the we lump them all together. Come on now. So let's talk first game. Speaking of them, Packers, and last week I was calm. I was confident. I had no worries. I had the number 1 seed for my boys, faithful to the Bay. See these wrinkles? Yeah, it's game week. It's stress. You never take anybody for granted, and boy, the Cowboys took the Packers for granted.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was I'm going to be flat out honest. It was a butt whooping.
Hey, kudos to the Cowboys for at least making it the game, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Randy,
I think at one
you,
point it was like what 40-something to 16 or some bullshit.
Randy, you know what? You remember what game it reminded me of when the Cowboys played us? I think it was week 2
Oh,
when we played the Cowboys. It was like they were just dominant,
Yep.
but it was reverse. Like Green Bay was just dominant throughout. It was crazy.
right from the get go.
Yeah,
They
it was
were up
crazy.
27-7 at half.
Yeah.
Dallas was down 27-0 before getting a cheap touchdown as time expired. And they were down as much as 41-16.
Yeah.
There's not much really to say about this game, as Jordan Love's getting hot at the right time, 272 for 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, who the hell are you? He has resurgence over the last 4 weeks. 118 yards, and count them with me. 1, 2, a hat trick of tutties. Romeo Dobbs, who's been gone, it's been mostly the Jaden Reed show. Dobbs 6 for 151 and a tutty. What the
Oh,
heck?
God.
The Packers, what the heck?
You know what I love the most though, Dom, right? Is that every time I got to see Jordan Love, like when he would get the snap
Mhm.
and he would just like read the defense, he would run exactly like A-Rod used to do.
Learn from
Like
the best, baby.
he learned
See the
from
way
the
he was
best,
slinging
dude.
that ball too, bro.
Bro, it was a young A-Rod on that field.
Mhm.
It was beautiful. Like it
I
was
mean,
displayed.
he's going to be the Jets quarterback in like 16, 17 years. So
I can't.
be ready for him.
Oh man.
Hey, you never know, but Dak Prescott,
It was nice, man. It was nice.
who a lot of people thought just 3, 4, 5 weeks ago was in the running for MVP with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Those two names do not belong in a sentence together
No, they don't.
because one is in the playoffs and one is not.
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Prescott goes 41 for 60 passing,
Oh my
403 with 3
That's
tutties
definitely
and-
catch-up numbers.
and 2 picks. Those 2 picks, one was returned back for a tutty. They had no running game. They had 2 receivers over 100. Jake Ferguson had 10 receptions for 93 yards. So if you look just at the numbers for the Cowboys on the box score without looking at the final score, 403 yards from Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns, okay, 2 picks, but 3 receivers with 90-plus yards and 3 touchdowns combined.
Hold up, but Dom, the 2 receivers that got over 100 yards, that was in garbage time, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So to my point of looking at the box scores completely.
Yeah, you'd have
From
thought
what
they at least
happens
won
on the
or was at
field.
least close.
Yeah, you would think
Yeah.
by these scores, like Jordan Love, 16 for 21, 272, and 3 touchdowns, looks good. I would have thought just looking at the numbers, Cowboys won this game
By a field
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah,
28-24.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But Green
Wow.
Bay said, screw you, we're taking it. And I think the Cowboys fell into the trap, like what the Browns did, underestimating your opponent.
I loved it.
And the Cowboys cowboyed. And for me,
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
okay with it. And the Cowboys are content with Mike McCarthy still being their coach. All
Yeah.
right.
It was not the
Yeah.
first time the Cowboys
Wow.
lost at home in a while.
No, but
Yep.
this is the thing though,
Mhm.
Dom and Randy. I seen somebody state earlier today that the Cowboys always played man to man throughout the whole damn season. But then for this particular game, they wanted to play zone.
Why do
No, their
See?
defense was like they were
Bro.
nowhere.
Makes
Tell me
no
that
sense.
doesn't make Rex Ryan's words ring true. This is a simple game that coaches make complicated. Like, why would you switch that shit up just because you're going
Yeah,
to the
man.
postseason?
Yeah, they played man to
No.
man the whole year, Dom.
Bro? Stay true.
And
to
then
what the fuck got you there.
on this game, they fucking played zone.
Yep.
They played zone. At least at halftime.
I see
All right,
why
make
he
no
got fucking
adjustments and
90
play
plus
and
That
play man to
tells-
man again. You know
that
what I mean?
tells me, you know what that tells me? Ill
That's
prepared.
crazy.
They did
dude.
not know how to attack Jordan Love. And they said, let's just be conservative and play man to man and
Yeah.
just do the basics because that's what Jordan Love's used to seeing.
That
Why would you
sucks.
give him the benefit of the doubt when you're the team trying to clobber his ass?
Mhm.
Yeah. But to Randy's point on the Cowboys at home this year, this was their home portion of the schedule. They beat the Jets. Sorry.
Yeah.
They
No,
beat the-
they killed us. They killed us.
They beat the Pats. They beat the Rams. They beat the Giants. Beat the Commanders. Beat the Seahawks. Beat the Eagles. Beat the Lions. Maybe not, but they did.
Yeah.
And then they were undefeated at home this year
Wow.
until the playoffs. Dallas.
That
goes
sucks.
down
Switching
in
up
Dallas.
defense like that,
That
that's
fucking
begging to lose
sucks.
that game, dude.
Hey,
That
what's the
sucks.
saying at the university? You know, everybody that doesn't like the University of Texans, you know, hook them down. Cowboy down, folks. That's what happened. So Dallas gets bounced. The number 7 team advances. And of course, by virtue of that rule, the lowest seed goes to the 1 seed. And we'll talk Niners, Packers when we get to the pick'ems. It's going to be a dynamic thing. This will be the
mid to late '90s rivalry right there.
This will be the third time in the last 4 seasons that the Niners will meet the Packers in the playoffs. They are going to meet this year in the divisional round. They did not meet last year. They met in the divisional round at Lambeau in the snow where the Niners won 13-10. And then the year prior, going to the Super Bowl by beating Aaron Rodgers in the title game when they lost to the Chiefs. So a lot is going to be going on.
Cowboys, Packers, and Niners, all 3 of them have a rich playoff history, man.
Yep. It's insane, but
and I'm talking together. I'm not just talking about teams separate. Like I'm talking with
Randy's right.
each other.
Yep.
I'm talking through the 90s, the 2000s, the 20s. Oh,
that's why whenever we get to the playoffs, it's always like, okay, it wasn't like, are we going to play them? It was, okay, are we playing them in the wild card? Like, what round are we going to have this storied rivalry again?
Yeah.
But we get one, and it's going to be Niners Packers in the divisional round. We'll get to that in the pick'ems. Another game on tap. Boy, oh boy, Detroit.
Oh man.
I hate to say it because they could be a future competitor in the next round.
They're young.
They win, the Niners win.
Yeah, they're young.
Do we show some love for Detroit? Like, round of applause?
I do.
They threw Helen back. Dan Campbell has that team playing like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And I know there's talk this week about the injury to Tyler Higbee and how their defender's been headhunting and putting some dirty hits on. I'm not going to get into that right now, but Detroit goes in, high offensive first half against the Rams, and then shut down defense in the second half. And kudos to the Lions, but you have to really look at this, and this is the angle I took it as the Lions won 24-23. The Rams had opportunities to win this game. They could not execute in the red zone. And I hate to bring up this segue. Jets had those same problems this year. So you both know that more than anything. So what did, Randy, I'll start with you. What did you see from this Lions-Rams tight matchup and Stafford going back to Detroit and Goff against McVay, the storylines?
No, man, it was just it was just one of those emotional games, man. Stafford going back, Goff playing his old team, and I think the players, been into the hype a little much. I had a little effect on the game, I think, but you're absolutely right, Dom. The Rams had plenty of opportunities to win this game. They couldn't do shit in the red zone. You can't just be settling for field goals, and I believe there were some penalties involved in there. It's just. It's nothing to take away from the Lions. Hell of a fucking season. AFC North champions, first time home playoff game in 30 years. That's nothing. That's nothing to be ashamed about, man. But you probably should have lost this game. Should have lost this game.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with Randy. Damn, like it was awesome to see Stafford go back home, and the thing is that the referees is what really killed me, because especially the final 3 minutes, it was it was like them final 3 minutes felt like an eternity for me.
Yeah.
It felt like oh my God, when is this gonna end? But I seen 2 penalties where I think it should have benefited the Rams, but they didn't take advantage, So, and the Rams won. Then I mean the Lions won, and they wanted to win. Yeah, survival of the fittest. That's it. Take over.
Matthew Stafford in his return, 367 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He was clean, no interceptions.
Yeah.
The big story in this game was Puka Nacua, 9 for 181 and a touchdown. Simple rapid fire here. Yes or no? And we won't dive into it too much, but yes or no? Has Puka Nacua, even though he's a rookie, is he the new number 1 over Cooper Kupp in LA?
Yes.
Thumb up or thumb down? Yeah, I think
I didn't even look at you guys.
Yeah,
he's special, man.
I looked down.
Good.
But if you're the Rams, are you enjoying Nacua and Kupp next to each other?
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yes.
I don't think if I'm the Rams or a Rams fan, I don't think
Stafford throwing to you.
I don't think I care who's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Both of them with this Stafford-led offense is going to get touches.
For the Rams, that's like 1 and 1A, man.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be very good
yeah.
in that set. For the Lions, Goff against McVay, 277 for a touchdown. He was clean with the ball as well. They had a little more running game, a little bit, because Kyron Williams went out with a hand injury. Montgomery, 57 yards and a touchdown. Gibbs, 25 and a touchdown. So not much yardage, but they got into the end zone. But Goff throws the ball well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Sam Laporta, who I thought was a key in this game because he had a knee injury in week 18. Only 3 for 14, but he did have a touchdown, which, again, touchdowns are key in this league.
Yep.
But Detroit just executed, I think, a little bit better of a plan. And the Rams couldn't find the back of the end zone when they got there. And that was the difference in this ballgame. 1 point.
Damn,
Killer, what's up?
No, you hit the nail on the head with the cup thing, because with that analogy, because like I'm looking at this draft class coming up, and do you brothers think that Brock Bowers from Georgia, he could develop into like a Kelsey or a Gronkowski?
Yes. I see Bowers almost like what the Lions have in Sam Laporta. Nice big body. He's not your A guy, but he's like that 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, and I know we'll talk draft, and most boards project him to go either 5 or 6, and a lot of people are saying he should go to the Chargers. I kind of like that move because with the Chargers having Herbert, and I know Randy's feelings about Herbert, but they still have
that boy some weapons.
They have Keenan
Allen.
Allen. We'll see if they keep Austin Eckler. We'll see that whole debacle with the new coach. But Mike Williams is always hurt. You can't depend on him. Joshua Palmer is nice. And the tight end that they have now is Gerald Everett. He gets touches, but not in the end zone. I think they need another bona fide receiver. I think it's going to depend on the coach that they get. Because if it's like a Jim Harbaugh, Jim is going to want a bona fide running back. So they could go get like a Derrick Henry and then get some, or something. It's going to depend on the coaching.
I see what you mean. Because the thing is, like with Gronkowski, he took over the league as a tight end for like 15 years.
Yep.
Tony Gonzalez before him.
Yep.
Whoever grabs this kid, Brock Bowers, I feel like they're gonna be a serious threat.
They got some.
Whoever grabs him is gonna be a serious threat for like another 10 years. Whoever grabs him, so.
Yeah,
he's like the 4th rated prospect in the entire draft.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
He's studly. So we'll see what happens in the trade. But I like your point on that. Hey, having a nice bona fide tight end is not anything. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers would like one if Conklin's not the guy. Brock Bowers to New York, baby.
Even though we got Ruckert, but I think they're trying to develop him.
The Jets have other needs before a tight end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Speaking of needs, we need to not only all fist bump each other because the Jets took out the Eagles first, then the Niners did it, then the rest of the league did it. They're copying us. Tampa Bay, Cannon, they boom.
That was crazy.
The Eagles out, and I'll take a look at the bracket to see who had. I had Tampa. Let's see. Randy had the Eagles.
Yeah.
Eric had the Eagles. So Brandon and I are the ones that took Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield in this one.
That's crazy, bro.
337 and 3 tutties for Baker Mayfield, a quarterback that every pundit pretty much said Tampa would be the worst team in the NFL this year.
I need to ask you something, Dom. How did you figure out that Tampa Bay could beat the Eagles?
I went with the mentality that I should have went with the Dolphins game. The Eagles, and I've learned this from baseball, and Randy knows this very well when I talk MLB wildcard matchups.
Right. Okay.
Wildcard teams are always the most dangerous in baseball. They're entering the playoffs hot. When you enter the playoffs hot, and you're on a downward trajectory, it's not going to be good. The Eagles losing 5 of 6 going into the postseason was not a good look. There was dissension in the ranks. A.J. Brown was out. There was so much things going against the Eagles. It it was insurmountable. On the opposite side with Tampa, I know Baker was questionable with his injuries, but you knew he was going to play.
Yeah.
And I think Tampa Bay saw that, and they wanted to jump on it. You know, Baker Mayfield, he will have that dog in him. We saw it when he was at Oklahoma.
He's a dog.
So I simply went with the mentality of Tampa Bay, and this was another thing. A lot of the teams, and I'm going to look at this, all the teams in the wild card weekend that had something to play for in week 18, all won. Houston had to win their division to get in. Boom. Packers had to win and get in. They won. Lions, they played most of their guys. They were trying to get a better seeding. Didn't work, but they won. Bills had to win the division to get a better seed. They win. Tampa had to win to get in for the division. They win. The only team that lost
that's crazy.
was probably the Dolphins, because they were still in that win for the second seed and lose. So them and the Cowboys, they were in week 18 playing to win the 2 seed.
And the Bills too. The Bills. So yeah, dude.
So the teams that had something to play for in week 18 got the job done in the first round of the playoffs. So that was another reason why. But Tampa Bay looked impressive. Their defense is getting hot. I'll just run through the stats quick because I said Baker, Ricard White, who I love on the backfield, 18 for 72. Cade Otton, their tight end, was used the most, 8 for 89. Then they had a couple non-factor receivers factor. David Moore, Trey Palmer with big touchdowns. Mike Evans only 3 for 48, so nothing crazy. It was the lower tier guys that got the job done.
Mike Evans got his 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's be real, and we can all attest to this one.
It's crazy.
Can you play football without tackling? No.
You got to tackle.
What reality you could.
Yeah,
you got to tackle, dude.
Do the Eagles know how to tackle? No.
Look like it.
No. Yeah. And I reversed
That's why they lost to us.
And I reversed
That's why they lost
back,
to us. Yeah.
And America can thank not only the Jets, but this team right here, who wore black into Lincoln Financial Field and said, we are playing and attending the Eagles' season funeral. Not the game.
Yeah, I feel like it was all downhill after that Niners game.
And
that
week, Debo went on a podcast with LaShawn McCoy. And he was like, oh, they beat you in this. And he's like, they're all talking about last year's game and then this year. And he's like, their defense is trash. Their D-line makes their secondary look good. Darius Slay, he's good. But Bradbury, trash. This guy, trash.
They were wow.
No lies detected.
It's an interesting season, man. Like, I didn't know it was gonna go like this, where you got the Bucks,
10-1.
Packers, the Lions,
and 1. The Eagles were 10-1 and lose 6 out of 7. Pack their bags, and they're gone.
Wow.
I don't know why I picked them. Well, I kind of got a feeling that Dominic.
There you go, Randy. See that big old X right there?
Yeah, I got your X for you right here, partner. Listen, I got a feeling you might be doing some editing tonight because I might be changing some.
Well, for the final time, as we have on here, as we'll take a brief pause here in a moment for another beautiful promotional ad. Here are the brackets for the first round. Randy's AFC is still intact with Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City, and Buffalo. Brandon's looks pretty nice. His AFC and NFC title games are still clean. Eric's AFC and NFC title games are still clean. And mine looks like a big pile of horse poo. So, but the good part about that is my boys are still alive.
Yeah, you guys are. You guys are, man. You guys are alive, man.
So we covered AFC. We got the NFC. The beauty of Wild Card Weekend. Let's take a quick break, another promo, and we'll go and get into the damn good pick'ems. Roll it, Randy.
Welcome to the Unfiltered Sports Network, where we believe in keeping it real and telling it like it is. No more are the days of sugarcoating or ESPN-style politically correct takes. No. This is the place where real sports fans gather to talk about the stuff that truly matters. From the latest headlines, transactions, to controversial news, we've got you covered. Join us as we dive into the unfiltered world of sports, where passion meets authenticity. Hit that like and subscribe button for more raw, honest, and uncensored discussions that will leave you craving for more. This is the Unfiltered Sports Network, where real sports fans talk about real shit.
Unfiltered, baby.
Oh, I'm looking forward to being part of that. I think all three of us are going to be part of that in some capacity, right?
Yes, we are. It's going to
And
be
shout out to
fun.
Todd, man. I mean, for putting that together. Like, I'm
Shout out to our buddy
that.
Todd who puts this
Absolutely.
together. Randy and I work with him for Angels
Definitely.
baseball podcasting and a bunch of stuff, and we're so glad that we could join him and to have Eric in the bunch as well for that. Is going to be
Perfect
awesome.
kind of channel for someone like moi.
Yeah, man. Hey, on that channel, you can CJ Stroud would be able to thank God for that one.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. I don't see
Hell,
why not.
NBC being put under the bus on that one. But either way, let's quickly, as we get to the gorgeous divisional round pick'ems for this week, let's remind you of how wild card weekend went. Brandon and Randy 4-2 this week, tied for first. There was no tiebreaker this week, according to my dumb butt. And then second place, myself and Eric 2-4, only within 2 games of first. But as I said earlier, the beauty of the divisional round, we double the points. It's like double jeopardy here, folks. So every game this week on the slate for pick'ems is worth not 1, but 2 points. So double down here, folks. Let's get ready. Again, let's look at the brackets again. This is what we all created. We're not adjusting the brackets. Some people are cleaner than others. Unlike me, it's okay.
You filthy bastard.
I will make it up in the pick'ems. Hey, I won the regular season chain. So
he got the chain, man.
Here we go.
Here we go. So
Give me my boots. It's getting deep in here.
We're going. So here we go. Pick'ems for the week. The divisional round. Da-na-na. It's going to be a good one. Let's start off with Saturday. Saturday. Here we go. AFC is the first one on the docket. Now, we've talked about all these teams through the recap. I'll really only dive into the Niners and Ravens because they didn't get to play. And perfect timing. Here come the Ravens. Both number 1 seeds will be playing on Saturday. First one, 1:30, ESPN. Texans and CJ Stroud hit the road as 9.5-point underdogs against the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens, who finished off the regular season 13-4. Boys, Eric, this is the first time we're doing a podcast together. I know we did the live stream, but to do it all together, what are you taking in this game?
This is a tough one for me because I love Lamar. He to me, the past 3, I'm looking at the aspect of Lamar, the past 3 years. Like, it's almost like he's developed himself each year accordingly. And he looks like he could scan the field a little bit better. And do you guys know that Odell Beckham Jr., he only had 575 yards with 3 tutties, and he only missed 1 game this whole season?
Interesting.
OBJ only had let me say this again. He only had 575 yards with 3 tutties, and he only missed 1 game this season. So that means basically Lamar's doing everything.
Well spent.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank you, Randy. You hit the nail on the head, brother. Thank God we didn't get him for $15 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, Lamar, he's balling. So I'm gonna have to take. Damn, man, it's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens on this one.
Yeah, the Ravens, for food for thought for you guys and for those watching at home or listening, their star cornerback Humphrey is out with a calf injury, so their secondary is a little bit banged up, just a little bit. And then I know they opened the practice window for tight end Mark Andrews to potentially return this weekend, which is the security blanket to Lamar Jackson. But
Yeah.
as you're watching here, you see Randy giggling. Randy, floor is yours. Who are
And I
you
and,
going with?
and I love
wonder
CJ Stroud.
who.
I love CJ
Brother,
Stroud,
I
but I'm
told you.
gonna go with Baltimore.
I told you you're gonna have to do some editing tonight. Baltimore been sitting around for a couple of weeks, sitting, peeling their thumbs back. Houston's on fire right now.
Yeah, they are.
Give me the Texans. In this.
They are. You got to respect the Texans.
Wow.
I
I get it.
Yeah, you
I
gotta.
think there's just something special about this team, man. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to pick against them. Not just yet. Not yet by a long shot. Give me Houston. Give it to me a close one.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna go in there and whoop 45 to whatever.
No.
Like they did
No, it's gonna be close.
previous week.
Yeah.
But I think
It's gonna be close.
the Texans play a real close game with Baltimore, and I think at the last second get a last second field goal and just take it, dude.
But they're playing in Baltimore. They're playing in Baltimore.
Baltimore. That's fine.
They're playing in Baltimore, dude.
But I'm telling you, they're going to break Baltimore and their entire fan base's heart.
Well,
Live in person, baby.
Baltimore, I
Yeah,
think
man.
9.5 point favorite
Yeah,
is a little generous.
Bullshit.
That's a little generous. I would say
Yeah,
four. Let's
yeah.
go with 4.5, and I'd say
I'd
generous.
give them
Four,
four.
yeah.
They want to go four.
But
I'd give them four.
Baltimore is nothing short of. They've been surprised before. Like look when Tennessee knocked out Baltimore a couple years back, and a couple of times where Baltimore has had moments of chokage with Lamar Jackson.
But that was a different Lamar Jackson though. Now he looks
True.
more. I don't know. This is weird. Like he looks different on the field now.
To me, this is a hard game. Now,
Yeah,
on my bracket, I have Baltimore in the Super Bowl against the Niners. So, by letter of that law, you would think I'm picking Baltimore. Sitting for 2 weeks is not great.
No, it's not.
Now, that's calling the pot the kettle black because the Niners sat for 2 weeks.
yeah,
But Houston's special, man. Houston's special,
Yeah.
and CJ Stroud's got something going on.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
I feel like they got a little bit of that 2009 New York Jets
Magic.
playoff magic going on right now.
a little bit. Unfortunately, if Mark Andrews plays, which I believe he is, that security blanket's back. Gus Edwards is running. Lamar Jackson knows the playoff inconsistencies that he's had in the past. He needs to right those wrongs. They are at home. Give me a tight, high-scoring battle. Both teams scoring in the 30s.
Yeah, it's gonna be high scoring.
But
Yeah.
Baltimore squeaking it out on that last second field goal.
My
Something-
question. Yeah, my
I don't know
question
if
is
Lamar
though, Dom.
Jackson's a big game quarterback, to be honest with you.
No, but my question is, do you guys think Dalvin Cook is gonna play?
Isn't he the starting running back for him?
Yeah. Do you guys
Well,
think?
they
he's
got.
gonna-
I think he's probably going to be number 2 under Gus Edwards.
number two.
But
Oh,
but
he'll
you
be
know
the-
how
I-
Baltimore.
for some reason, I thought Baltimore had an injury back there.
Well, they do. I know. The Hill. No, not. J.K. Dobbins has been out all year with the Achilles, and then their next guy, Mitchell hyperextended that knee. He's done for the year. So it's pretty much. It's Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and Dalvin Cook is your 3. But Baltimore's notorious. Every week, you don't know who's going to get the ball the most.
Yeah,
So what
well,
I
those
do,
guys ain't
yeah.
those guys ain't scaring nobody.
I wouldn't be shocked
No.
if Dalvin Cook gets the meat of the carries and gets a couple of touchdowns. I wouldn't be shocked.
Not for nothing. I think Don is up to something because
No, he ain't.
I actually think Cook is going to be the gadget guy. He's
Huh?
going to be the
What,
gadget guy.
go
I
gadget,
think-
take your ass back to the sidelines. You suck.
No, they're going to utilize him like Brees Hall. Like they're
Bro,
just going
he
to
ain't-
toss the ball. Boop.
That boy's
You know-
soft as shit nowadays, man. He bounces off mother.
That can
Okay,
be-
I'm down.
The Dalvin Cook conversation could be that'll be Randy and Eric's side bet. Over
Yeah.
under the side
Yeah,
bet.
I'll see you guys next week when we talk about Dalvin Cook
Yeah.
fumbling the fucking game away like a
Hey
dipshit.
man.
Based on
Never
the
know,
bracket,
man. You never know.
based on our brackets, Brandon has Baltimore going to the Super Bowl, so I'm going to guess Brandon would have that as well. We'll confirm with Brandon since he's not here tonight, but I believe he will
Yeah.
continue the Baltimore train
Shout out to Brandon.
in that game. The nightcap on Saturday Night Football, normally for college, but it's NFL playoff time, It's the Green Bay Packers venturing out west to my 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers in the house. There's a lot to love about this game. Brock Purdy, MVP Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. People are back from injuries. This team is stacked. It's ready to go. Boys, you go first before I lay into my boys and give them the pep speech. Eric?
Me, I love the fact that Purdy, he got picked in the 5th round. And this goes, to my fellow Jet Nation people out there, that we don't need a top 10 draft pick to pick he got picked in the 5th round, yeah.
No,
but we don't need a top we don't need a top 10 draft pick to pick a quarterback, you know what I mean, and spend $45 million on the player. Dude, Brock Purdy, he's the truth. Okay. The kid could ball. He got picked in the 5th round, the last pick, for crying out loud. Okay. This is why us diehards, we wanted to beat the Patriots. All right, because it doesn't matter who you pick or whatever like that, man. This kid Purdy, he's the truth, and I pick the 49ers all day.
Thank you, sir. Randy,
all day.
Do you agree or disagree?
I pick the 49ers.
Niners been sitting there for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Peeling back their thumbs.
Yeah.
You got the Green Bay Packers hot. Jordan Love's on fire. But I can't pick against the Niners, man. The Niners too fucking good, bro. I think this is where the Packers.
And I love Love. I love Love, but
and I'll eat my crow on Love and the Packers. I thought Jordan Love wasn't shit, and I said it on the show.
Yeah,
I take it all back. The kid can sling it.
Yeah,
from Aaron Rodgers, one of the greats.
One of the greats.
I just don't think the Packers are there quite yet.
Right.
They're not like. I don't view them in the same light like I do a Houston right now. I think the 49ers are going to be a little too hard to overcome. Plus, the Packers are going on the road. So, give me the 49ers in this one. Give me the 49ers. I'm talking give me the Niners 30-26.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
I'm going to give the Packers some points. Fuck it.
Give them some credit. Okay.
Yeah, I got to,
Purdy
is
it's
good,
the playoffs. Man. It's the playoffs, and I got to be humble. I can't say the Niners are going to win 100-0. It's the playoffs. Nothing is certain anymore. You got to be humble when it comes to the playoffs. Niners 9.5-point favorites in this game. With the way the Packers beat the Cowboys, maybe we're a little generous for the 49ers, but
a little bit.
Here's where I'll defend my 49ers.
I hate when playoff games are
that crazy.
Bullshit.
The 49ers are not the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They are not. People need us to talk. Oh, well, the Cowboys were the number 2 seed and they were strong. It's like, no. Let's not go there. The 49ers are locked and loaded on both sides.
Got lucky. Philly fucking ate shit the rest of the way.
The San Francisco 49ers. I've already said it. Brock Purdy is the truth. He would be the MVP if they beat the Ravens on Christmas night, but they did. Christian McCaffrey is the Swiss Army knife. He is healthy. He's back at practice. And speaking of practice, even though the Niners were off last week, they split practice into 2 separate weeks. Last week, since they didn't know who they were playing, they focused on themselves, being the best version of yourself, getting healthy, practicing on your
fundamentals,
technique. Do what you have to do to be a better you. Mm-hmm. This week, it's now regular game week. Focus on the Packers. Everybody's healthy at practice. The only one person that's questionable is Dre Greenlaw, one of our linebackers, questionable in this game, but he's tending to playing. But we'll see.
Almost got one of them smart coaches over there. What's his name?
Kyle Shanahan.
Never heard of him, but he's fucking brilliant.
Never heard of him. No, but the game is at your house too, Dom.
Game is at our house. It's the best.
At your house.
So this is what and the defense is going to be locked and loaded. Eric Armstead, one of our D linemen, is back. He's healthy. So up front, you have Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers in football. Imagine if Huff and Warner were together on the same team. It'd be amazing. The secondary's been playing balls out all year long. I'm looking forward to this matchup. The Niners, in my opinion, need to just do the simple things right. Go out, play smash mouth football, put the foot on the neck. Do not let it go until the clock runs 0. And just for a little extra cushion for the pushing, give them an extra spank.
Yeah.
Go
Like
after them.
not to cut you off, Dom, but
No,
freaking
go for it.
you guys play better when you guys play man to man.
Mhm.
When you don't play, when you guys like, I noticed when I watch you guys, when you guys play zone, you guys do play pretty good playing zone, but when you guys play man to man, oh my god,
No, man. That soft
Y-
zone coverage is something that, especially
yeah,
early
dude,
on in the year when we were going through the losing streak and different things, I wanted that out of the playbook. And then when D coordinator Steve Wilkes comes down from the box onto the field, things adjust. He's
yeah,
getting that verbal communication instead of over the mic. It works for the 49ers. And I think
yeah, man.
Kyle Shanahan's prepping. He's got the mental side of things. They've played the Packers before, even though it's a
Mhm,
different Packers team. Put pressure on Jordan Love. It's his first
mhm,
time in the playoffs, going this deep into the playoffs. Watch Aaron Jones stop the running game because Jones has been hot. So upfront pressure and do
yeah,
your business like
all
you've been
day.
doing. Here's the thing about the Packers. I'll give them credit. They had a good game plan going into Green Bay, and they had a fight to get their way in the playoff, and that fight will continue. Here's
Yeah,
the one thing about that fight that I don't know puts them as strong as the 49ers. Leading into the end of the season, they barely beat the Bears, who were a better team to get in. They crushed the Vikings, who had their third string quarterback in. It looked awful. They just squeaked by Carolina, who was the worst in football. They got smashed by Tampa, lost to the Giants, and surprised America, and in back-to-back weeks beat the Lions and the Chiefs. So kind of a herky-jerky kind of end of the season, but they won when they needed to win.
Mm.
So I'm not going to hold anything against them. Again,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
ball
definitely.
out and play that full 60 minutes of football, all the prototypical shit. But the one thing I'll say about the Niners before moving on, champions act like champions before they are champions. That is said by 49er owner, CEO and owner Jed York.
Wow.
That's what the 49ers have been doing the last 3 years. And since they lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's been that uphill climb. Make it to 3 consecutive NFC title games, and you just keep plugging and plugging
Yeah.
and plugging. It's got to snap. That all that grit and all that grind on your back and through the helmet and in your hands and in your gloves and through all that blood, sweat, and tear of practice
Yeah.
has to come through. The road starts here. You don't need 4. You need 3 games to raise that Lombardi trophy. And the Packers are
Well,
just in the way.
yeah, you guys have a culture, That's
Yeah.
that's what separates the boys from the men.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And I
That's
love
why
and
you
I
guys
just love it for any team, but for the 49ers especially. Bill Walsh said it best. Champions behave like champions before they are champions. And this is that before moment. 3 games. It's all it takes. 3 games to get the Niners to the Lombardi. But it's one game at a time mentality. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Tampa, Detroit, Packer focus is all that's on. So I got the
Right,
Niners, of course, in this game.
Yeah.
You know, Randy, I don't choose score for my Niners because I don't like to get into that superstitious shit. But give me my 49ers all the way, faithful to the Bay. And I know Brandon on his bracket, he's got the Niners in the Super Bowl, so I believe he would probably go with the Niners as well.
Yeah.
Sunday, Tampa Bay. They're going to play outside in Detroit. It's going to be negative. It's going to be like 10 degrees away. Detroit's been in a dome for 50 years.
I can't believe that shit, bro.
Hey, man.
I can't. Mic drop. I don't know where to go from there. Lions are 6.5-point favorites over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucks coming in hot, beating the crummy Eagles team. Lions just getting past the Rams. This is the noon game on NBC on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take this one off and I'll let you guys roll with it since I spoke of my Niners. Again, Niners got to play whoever if beating the Packers, so who cares who it is. But roll with me, Eminem, and the Detroit Lions. It's gonna be Niners-Lions, in my opinion, in the NFC title game.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Randy pondering, Eric pondering.
No, this is the thing, right? This is what's mind fucking me right now, right? Because Todd Bowles, he was our coach for a couple of years, and he's bringing the Bucks to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the first time he's bringing the Bucks to the playoffs. This is I think the 3rd or 4th time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the
Couple
third time. It's like
I
the
think it might
third
be the
time.
Second.
second. The other one
Or
was Bruce
second?
Arians. Bruce
Yeah.
Arians.
Second?
But
Okay,
Bruce
but yeah.
Arians. Bruce Arians had majority of Tom Brady when he was in Tampa. He's the one. He
Oh,
won
okay.
the Super Bowl as a head coach too.
Damn, man, how the hell does Bowles like?
That's what
bring
happens
the
when you have a
Bucks to the-
quarterback. He didn't
Oh
have a
my
quarterback here in New
God,
York.
bro. Like Jesus Christ, like.
They also have
But yeah.
they also have weapons at the White House too. Jets didn't have that very much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
wait. When was Bowles here? What years?
You're talking 2015, 16, 17.
Okay, so he
Around that era.
he had Decker and what Marshall won for 1 year.
Yeah. Around that
Yeah.
that
And
time.
then after
Yeah.
that,
It's just like, it's like a sour taste in my mouth. But I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Yeah.
I gotta
Todd
go
Bowles,
with the
for fact checking purposes, he was your secondary coach in year 2000.
2000. Yeah. Back
and
then,
he
yeah.
was head coach in 2015 to 2018.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
4 seasons
yeah.
within the Jets organization.
Thank you, Dom. Yeah.
hmm.
Thank you, brother.
This is an I will admit, this is a very intriguing mashup.
Yeah, it is. It is. And they're playing in Detroit. They're
Hey,
gonna
Dom,
play in Detroit.
Can you put the bracket back up?
I sure can. Ba-bam.
See,
I'm looking to see if Detroit played Tampa in the regular season. Did they? Yes, they did. Food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit went to Tampa October 15th. Detroit won 20-6 in that game. Goff went 353 for 2 tutties. Baker Mayfield 206 with 1 interception. Player of the game, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 12 receptions, 124 yards, and a tutty.
Man, I know I picked the Lions like when we did the whole bracket thing, but man,
Yes,
dude,
you have Detroit in the NFC title game.
something's telling me now to fucking pick Tampa, dude.
You serious?
Yes, I don't know what it is, bro. I know Lions are at home, but I mean, we just got done talking about how the Rams probably should have maybe won that game.
Does
I
the
don't know, dude.
does the magic juju run out?
I think it does, and I've been on the Lions bandwagon all year. And I mean, there's plenty of proof on this fucking show for 18 weeks.
You
But
know how
man,
that goes.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just like Tampa in this for some reason. Give me Tampa.
Wow, look at him.
Dominic's like, fuck you.
All right.
I got more editing to do.
Well, no, I will say this. The lovely bracket, will not change
lovely
because I'm going to
bracket.
track it with the X's. But in the pick'ems, we'll keep a track of it.
There you
So
go.
have no. Thank you for worrying about my editing. I appreciate it. Yes.
Hey, Dom, you're doing a
Yes.
great job. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I tried just a little bit.
Look at Randy. Randy.
Exactly. A little bit. Okay, so we got 2 Lions.
Yeah.
And we have a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. All right. I'm writing these down. I'm checking here.
And what
All
about
right.
old Brandon?
Yeah.
Who's he
Brandon had Detroit in the title game, so he would probably
okay.
be on the Detroit bandwagon unless something
Oh.
changes, but we'll update Brandon when we
Yeah.
get to him. Last but not least, the rematch. Buffalo hosting Kansas City. And again, Mahomes' first time in the playoffs on the road that is not a Super Bowl neutral site game. The weather is going to be frigid yet again in Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
These 2 teams met up near the second half of the season with Buffalo winning on, I believe there was some refereeing issues in that game. When don't the Chiefs have referee problems?
Probably, yeah.
I would expect, we always have to
Talk about it.
Randy knows this.
Yeah.
We have to factor this into conversation. Taylor Swift will be there.
Oh,
Of course.
I'm going to be plain and simple here.
Oh man.
Give me Buffalo.
Yeah,
I gave my reasons earlier. Give me Buffalo.
This is a hard one for me. Cause I'm a Jet fan, die hard. I can't stand the Bills. I want them to lose, but like my son was telling me the other day, like he can't stand Mahomes. He hates watching Mahomes every year. He's like, Dad,
Wow.
Mahomes sucks. Dad, I'm
That's a
tired of him.
bold take. Good
Yeah, and
job
he's
for your son.
and
Good
he's only
for
10 years
him.
old. Yeah, man.
MVP
He's only-
of the night.
He's only 10 years old, man. So this is hard for me, man. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
And
think the
Brandy,
Bills are
before
gonna
you
win.
pick, 2.5-point favored for the home squad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who I originally picked, but
I can
This
show
is
you.
hard. This is hard, man.
Randy has Buffalo in the championship game. Eric is bucking the horse. He had Kansas
Yeah.
City, but you had it over
Yeah.
Cleveland.
okay,
Um,
that's where I was leaning anyway. So if I had already had Buffalo, then that's who I'm going with them. That's where I was leaning anyway. So yeah, give me Buffalo. I just don't think.
Yeah, man.
I just think like we just got done saying like they're playing good ball. Josh Allen's playing some of his best ball at the right time.
yeah.
I just don't think Kansas City's a match for Buffalo this year, man.
And the weather.
Randy,
is
you're
not-
right. You're
The
right.
weather's not going to be as bad as I thought. It's supposed to be 24 and partly cloudy and sunny.
There you go.
And the game is at what time is the game at? 3:30, so 6:30.
Yeah, it's still gonna be
Hopefully
cold
the-
though.
Hopefully the
It's still
stands
gonna
will be
be
clear
cold.
too.
Yeah, low 20s, no
Yeah.
snow. It's snowing today, and that is it. So it'll be a cleaner game than Buffalo had against Pittsburgh in the terms of weather.
The thing is, like with me, is like I think the Bills, they got the chemistry there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And they have that what do you call that? The on their shoulder, like
Oh, the chip on the shoulder.
yeah, they got the chip on the shoulder from last year.
Yeah.
So I think they want to put like a stamp on it and like prove themselves and be like, hey, listen, you know what? We're tired of you Chiefs. We're sick
Yep.
of you guys. Fuck you guys. We're gonna beat you, and that's it.
Hey,
You know what I
is,
mean? We're
is,
sick of you guys, and yeah, just keep it moving, and that's it. So
is the Bills Chiefs
you know,
rivalry the new version of Brady versus Peyton Manning?
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you
Definitely.
see them constantly in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and
Every year.
this will be
But
the first time
They
in
try to match them
Buffalo.
up in the regular season at least, you know.
And now that Buffalo's going to get the first taste of being the home team, and even
Mhm.
though the weather's really, they both deal with cold weather all the time. It's a change of scenery. And
Could be what Buffalo needs to finally beat them.
Bills, you guys know, being in their division, Bills Mafia is something.
Yeah,
There's something. They're definitely something. So there's going to
Yeah,
be
they're a rowdy bunch.
people
they're
jumping
a
into
rowdy bunch.
fiery tables and crazy stuff. And
Yeah.
there's
They're
going to
still
be,
stupid.
they'll probably be
Yeah,
burning.
yeah. I agree with Randy.
They're
still
going to be burning Taylor Swift CDs in the parking lot before the game. and
No, I
everything
can
else.
get on board with that.
Yeah.
No, wait, when you mean burning, do you mean like actually burning the motherfuckers or like making copies?
Oh, yeah. No, they'll be taking those album covers and throwing them in the fire that they're jumping
Oh,
into at
Thank
that point.
God. They can jump
But-
Thank God.
But with the picks in mind, we'll go over again. Brandon, looking at his bracket, he had Buffalo in the title game against Baltimore. So pretty much, if things change, he would be rooting for Buffalo. But we'll get that figured out before we get into the week. So Eric and I have Baltimore.
Yeah.
Randy has Houston. We're on a clean sweep for the 49ers and Buffalo Bills. Eric and I, Lions, while Randy is going to
Yes,
go
sir.
with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah,
Those
he's
are
going
our
with the
picks.
Bucks. Yeah.
Those are the picks for this week. And as we prep for that, every game this week is worth 2 points. And looking at one final time for the standings, Brandon and Randy, 4-2, first place, 2-4 for myself and Eric. And the tiebreaker this week, the big reveal. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Give me the points. We'll do it simple this week. And at random selection, give me the points for the Bills-Chiefs game. Give me the points for the Bills-Chiefs game.
Ooh. God damn.
Since I, what was it, 50?
50.
50 for Randy.
What you mean? You mean total? Total?
Yeah,
wise? Like,
total. Yeah, total points scored in the ball game.
I'm gonna go 49.
What is this? Price is Right?
It would only be Price is Right if I said 51.
Oh, what are you
And
I'm
for
gonna go.
entertainment purposes, Give me 51.
Yeah, come on
37
down.
and 24.
Get out of here,
Price
bro.
is
Get
right,
out of here.
baby. We're
Get outta
picking
here, bro.
one. Let's
No,
go.
you can't do that, bro.
You know Brandon's gonna pick like 48 or 52 now on.
No, he's gonna pick
Honestly,
52. He's gonna pick
hand
52.
on the Bible. Jesus is my witness. I had Buffalo winning this game 27-24. That was my pick. So before all you pansies come in and trying to take my number, that was that.
Unbelievable.
So we'll roll with that. So
Yeah.
Eric with 49, Randy with 50, myself
Yeah.
with 51. We'll see what Brandon has on tap for us when he gets to his picks and numbers in our internal group chat. But that means you're going to have to tune in next week to figure out what the hell happened. But that's the records out of the wild card weekend. That is the remaining brackets. The X's are bad. Randy has an impeccable AFC side. So let's see if that continues this week.
He's doing
And
good, man.
as always, I thank you boys, and especially Randy, for allowing me to do the Dom Champagne Magic postseason show with the recap of the wild card round. Thank you, boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, before we get on out of here and we do a little housekeeping, Dom, we're gonna plug something here real quick, and after we do, I want you to talk it up a little bit.
All right.
Are you a diehard fan of LA Angels baseball and Anaheim Ducks hockey? Look no further than the Catella Chronicles, your one-stop shop Angels and Ducks YouTube channel. Join the main host, Dominic Lorenz, as he takes you on an exhilarating journey down Catella Avenue. So grab your jersey, grab your friends, and let's all dive into the thrilling world of LA Angels baseball and Anaheim Ducks hockey with the Catella Chronicles. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
Sexy.
That's sexy, man.
That was sexy. That was sexy.
Thank you for the plug, my friend. I appreciate it. My blog that I started just a couple of years ago, Catella Chronicles, we're celebrating, what is this, season number 3 of Angels Baseball? Yeah, season 3 of Angels Baseball. And it was a nice passion project post-COVID era and different things. And it's keeping rolling, meeting great people. Randy being, the graphics extraordinaire, as I put it. He put together all that stuff, man. I'm thankful, appreciative that we've made it this far. So give Randy his props. He does a lot of great work with one JP, of course, but it's official. Catella Chronicles has updated the logos a little bit, come into the year 2024 with a fresh new mindset for our podcast, for our social media graphics, for everything Angels and Ducks orientated. So anybody who watches the One Jets pod who loves Angels baseball and Ducks hockey, give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Catella_CHRON. Randy is going to be a part of it now on more of a quote unquote full-time basis. He will be doing the graphics amongst all the other things that he does, and he'll be popping into the podcast as well. The podcast won't be as weekly as 1JP because we all have lives. We all have different things going on. Times get crazy. But Randy will be there. I will be there. My good buddy David Goodkind will be there. He's been there since its inception as well. So the three of us, Eric, whenever you want to come in and talk baseball or hockey, you are more than welcome to join the crew as well every once in a while.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, the new era of Catella Chronicles is here. It's upon us, and I have Randy to thank for that. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Hey, my pleasure, man. It was my way. My way of thanking you for helping me out on here, man. I know I'd given you a little bit of grief here and there, for the old logo. I was like, man, you need to update that. And,
Yeah, you gotta upgrade
but
it
when
up.
Randy has the talents better than I.
And I
knew.
never said anything. It was all a surprise. He didn't know it was coming. So
when I knew, trust me, I knew for a long time the graphics needed to be updated, and just life happens, things happen, and it's good to have friends in high places, and sometimes it's good to have friends in low places.
Sure.
But either way you have it, you got friends. And Randy, like I said, everything you do for 1JP is phenomenal. Everything you are doing and will be doing for KC is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it every step of the way. On I like to say I'm ready for baseball season,
Oh.
but I can't say that. But I'm enjoying hockey season, even though the Ducks are 5th worst in hockey. I'm loving it.
Hey, you just focus on them Niners right now, man. We'll
Yeah,
worry about the
Faithful
Angels.
to
one
the
week at
Bay.
a time. 1 week
One
at a
week
time.
at a time. There we go.
1 week
And
at a time,
remember,
baby.
I
That's it.
always offer the invitation. Randy, Eric, and Brandon, you
Yeah.
all have the VIP San Francisco 49er playoff bandwagon form. I know you're true to your Jets, green and white, but you have the honorary red
Oh,
and
Lord.
gold to your dead and cold. You will always have that VIP treatment when it comes with me. So hopefully you're rooting on the 49ers with me this week. And let's go, boys. Faithful to the Bay. Let's take it to the NFC title game.
All right, guys. Hey, man, I appreciate you tonight, Dom. Hell of a
Yeah,
job, man.
definitely,
Hell of a
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing me on to Catella
You
Chronicles.
did great, man.
As much as I'm not looking forward to Angels baseball, I'm very much looking forward to working with you again, man, for the next 6 months.
And that's why we have the Unfiltered Sports Network.
That's exactly. So yeah, make sure to check this out. I'll make sure to put everybody's, Catella Chronicles, Unfiltered Sports Network. I'll make sure to put all the links in the description. So what is so funny?
Aaron
I'm trying to do
died.
housekeeping here, and he's just laughing.
What?
What?
Nah, the way you said I can't I don't look forward to like watching baseball or anything. Me, I watch baseball in October. That's it.
Oh,
I don't even my Mets.
October.
Listen, yeah, my Mets suck, man. I'm a New
Same.
York Met fan. All right.
Well,
I've been a Met
definitely
fan.
when we do
I've
the
been a Met fan since
podcast.
1986, and we suck, dude. So that's why I don't even I don't even look forward to baseball anymore.
Well, I can promise
So-
you, as I quickly, before
But-
we go, I don't want to dive too much into baseball, but when the Angels played the New York Mets, I'm looking in the
Okay.
schedule right now briefly. I forget when it is. But
Like
whenever the
summer
Angels
game.
play the Mets, we'll make sure that week we have Eric on the show.
Got
To
it.
talk
Yeah,
Mets
all right.
baseball.
Got
Hell
it.
yeah.
And we'll have Brandon when the Angels play
All
the
right.
Yankees, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, when the Mets and the Angels go toe-to-toe, it will be Eric on the airwaves with us on Catella Chronicles. But again,
Awesome.
To you, the Angels will kick my
For a
Mets.
good night. Thank you for letting me be host. And the comeback trail is on, folks. Let's go.
Hey, everybody. We once again, excuse me. Once again, thank you for checking us out here on the One
Oh,
JP. If you're checking us out on YouTube, make sure to hit
Yeah.
that like and subscribe button. Smash that bell notification so you're notified every time we drop a piece of content. If you're listening on the audio side of things, thanks for listening all the way to the end. Make sure to follow us and give us a 5-star. On behalf of tonight's host, Dominic Lorenz, and our good buddy, the other co-host, Eric, we'll see you down the road. Go Jets.
Let's
Jets
go,
up, baby.
Niners.
Jets up.
Welcome to Jet Life Stadium. Hit it!